Well, good day, everyone. Welcome to join online study group. Earlier, you watched a video that was the recap of the online study group that we conducted last month. And this is the poster that we are going to invite speakers to Kaohsiung Jinsehou. That was the speakers next week. And so welcome to join us. And also Mother's Day is coming, and we will have a promotion for those wonderful gifts that you can vote and for your mom. So next week we will have a very good celebration for Mother's Day. And it's a blessing. Also, it's a very good gift for your mother. If you purchase the product over 2,000 NT dollars, you will get the one gift, and it's an additional gift. So it's a package deal, and it's a combination. So you may pass on this message or spread this good news to your friend. And the gift that I'm holding right now, it's a blessing gift. And this is the gift that if you purchased over 2,000 NT dollars next week, if you bought $2,000 the herbal tea for the physicians in our Tzu Chi hospitals, and then you will give this additional gift, which is good to celebrate Mother's Day. And have you ever heard the restaurant called the Plant Room in Taipei? And this is and also you can see from the screen, you can see that we just celebrated the 10th anniversary recently, and we provide a souvenir, a very cute magnet with our logo. And then Jing's Aspiration on the left, we can read it together. It will say, if we can influence others, we just do it what we need to do. And if we can't influence people, we should just do what we have to do. And Master Zheng Yan's ideal talent every week. Have you already memorized those aphorisms? So Master Zheng Yan's ideal talents are those who are humble but not arrogant, with self-esteem and cultivated with our virtue. We open-minded and we can control over our temper, and we focus on we work hard and harmonious with all others. And with these characters, Master Zheng Yan will feel relief. And we hope that everyone can be Master Zheng Yan's ideal talents. So put your hands in front of your chest and say, Master Zheng Yan, we are your ideal talents. Please feel relief. And then you will see Master Zheng Yan's feedback with her thumbs up. And you can show your thumbs up to the one sitting next to you and appreciate and feel grateful that we can all study together. So if we love Master Zheng Yan, we should talk about the Tzu Chi with others more. And Master Zheng Yan's expectation for all of us, she is hoping that we can spread and preach Dharma teaching widely. So today is the first week of the month, and then we will have English, Cantonese, Cambodia, Taiwanese, Malaysia language. So thank you for those sisters and brothers' dedication. This is the Cantonese interpretation team. They're either from Malaysia or from other country. And Cambodia, thank you for Xie Mingxin and Mei Ning. And the first week Malay interpretation. And you can see some of them actually also doing the interpretation for other language, not just the Malay. They take a responsibility and to dedicate themselves. So not only Malay, but also Cantonese, some of them. So for a long-term practice, actually, everyone become very good. Maybe in the first place, they were nervous. They are not familiar with the language, but with the long-term practice, they have become very good. And Master Zheng Yang expectation to us, she says that although we may not familiar with the language in the first place, but if we can continue to practice and then to speak and speak more often, and then we can become very familiar with the language that we couldn't be familiar in the first place. After the long time practice, like the Taiwanese the team member recently, we have 2 more new members. It's a good place to challenge yourself. We feel grateful that more people would like to join this group. Once we carry out this mission, we always be diligently and do what we can. So after a while, you will learn much more Dharma lineage, and we can talk about the Tzu Chi more. And now let's see the feedback. On the left, that was the feedback from Sui Jing. The topic is, with the will comes the strength. She is the catching phrase team. She was talking about the doctor from Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital. Dr. Zhang talked to the elders with the Taiwanese to make the elders happy. And the interaction with the elders is very heartwarming. Dr. Zhang was not good at the Taiwanese in the first place, but in order to get a good relationship with those elders, he started to practice the Taiwanese. So it's very inspiring. Sui Jing says that Dr. Zhang is amazing. In order to get along well with the elders, he likes to do everything, to make every effort that he can. And Tzu Jing, she says that every one of us will getting old, but if we can plan ahead, then we will live with a good quality in the future when we are old. And then on the right, the feedback was from the speaker on March 1st, Sister Zhang Mingzhu. She was talking about a sustainable zero waste lifestyle. She said that before she joined Tzu Chi, she actually make lots of new clothes, and she bought new clothes very often, and she never wore the same clothes to meet her friend. And later on, after she joined Tzu Chi, she was inspired by the masters at Jing's abode, she was touched by the mercy and the compassion of the masters. She is a tailor, and she makes many clothes. She appreciated the Daai TV station, reported her story, and she said that actually, as a matter of fact, what she have done is really limited. So it is maybe only 300 to 500 words, but if we write it down, we can inspire, encourage people. And Reading on the Cloud is our book. This picture was took in Pingdong, in Thailand. On April 9th, there was a gathering in Tainan, and there was a book signing event at that gathering. So we were invited to join that gathering. And we feel grateful that they give us time to promote this book. So the Reading on the Cloud is our book, our first edition published on March 15, and that was the date that we celebrate 10th anniversary. And then the second print on April 20th. Although we only have 15 minutes to promote this book on the Tainan's gathering. And Jingshu from Thailand, she is one of the editors. She was in Thailand at that time, and she said that she could fly over to join this gathering for this 15 minutes. I told her that it is a good thought, but it is not necessary. So we seek these 15 minutes, and we talk about how good this book is. So reading this book, you can receive the many positive energies. Even the elders, the little kids, when they open the book and then when they look at those pictures, they feel touched. I really feel grateful, even it's only 15 minutes. And 5 speakers, only 15 minutes, and we still do it. And with my signature on the book, those readers, they feel more valuable of this book. Please continue to support our book. And this is the feedback that we received from our readers to talk about this book. And like on the left, Liu Ximing, he says he can't wait to receive this book. So he bought an e-book and listened to e-book twice. And he was touched about our effort to preach Dharma teaching so diligently. And he was admire every team member's effort. So if after you read this book, you may give us your feedback. And we have a fan page on Facebook that you can give us the feedback about this book. And now let's make an introduction about our team members. And this team is the proofreading group. And this is a Japanese written translation team. So thank you for those brothers and sisters' dedication. And like this quote, so whatever you can do or you can dream, you just begin it, because boldness has genius power and magic in it. And also on the right, no great performance ever came from holding back. Actually, this was the quote that I usually give my students when I was still teach at the elementary school. So let's work hard through the study group. Let's get more positive energies. And the last week, let's see how many messages we received. So last week we received 160 messages and sharing 50 times. And you can see the feedback on the general work. So some of the readers actually, even can only read it on the cell phone. They did not mix any minute to get an online study group. And this is the feedback we received for brothers Xie Mingxun's sharing. We also appreciate Fang Wen. Today we couldn't receive the feedback from Jingsu because she was on the plane to United States. And we also appreciate Fang Wen. She was in the United States, but she actually is on the plane coming back to Taiwan too. And this is the feedback that we received for Sister Deng Ruyu, talking about the story about Zhang Hongwei, the volunteer in Poland. And we also had a feedback about Sister Zheng Sihui's sharing. Deborah, she is the CEO of Tzu Chi USA, sharing Tzu Chi's effort to get international certification and recognition. And some were saying that the Sister Zheng Sihui is a person with compassion and wisdom. We also have the feedback on the Sister Qing'e and Wu Rong's. Although it's only 3 minutes sharing, but they are good to spread the love story to others. And then we have the feedback on the Sister Wang Wenqian, who is diligent doing fundraising. And they said that Wenqian's ever since she was joining Tzu Chi family, she was being an active volunteer and taking on the many responsibilities. And in 2010, she successfully invited 33 honorary directors, who each one donated 1 million NT dollars to Tzu Chi. This is amazing. And we also have the YouTube in English. And we also have the feedback in the YouTube. Sharon is our Australia team members. She said that grateful to Sister Deborah's sharing, who brought Tzu Chi to the world. we are now being recognized globally. We are be able to promote our circle of love using our Tzu Chi's cooperation model. And Deborah responds, she says that what a wonderful opportunity to know so many good people share the positive energy together. Thank you for everyone's feedback. And as you can see, as usual, every week we will have a picture drawing from by Elizabeth in Malaysia. And then today, our first call out is we're going to call out Malaysia Sister Lin Chunluan. We may not be familiar with her, but later on, she's going to give us a wonderful sharing. And most of the time, actually, there was not many video that we can search, but there was one. It's a very good, and it's a program about I am a Dharma messenger. And you can see her beautiful appearance and nice voice. She's a very humble person. I have the chance go to Malaysia once, and when I received her PowerPoint this time, I was impressed about the meal that she cooked, and all the ingredient actually was our Chings products. So later on, you can, if you hear what she was sharing, you will also be impressed. So let's say the password and welcome our speaker today. So I'd like to share with you because you have positive energy. So welcome, Sister Chunluan. So Tzu Chi is always with you. So this is the volunteer from Malaysia, Peng. So let's give her a big hand. And Sister Chunluan, you may start your sharing. Okay, good. Dear Master Zheng and Masters, greetings aboard. Everyone. Good day. I am Lin Chunluan. My Dharma name is Tzu Chi. I'm from Malaysia. In the beginning, I would like to thank you, Ching Online Study Group, to give me the opportunity to give my sharing. And my topic today is make an inventory of life after joining the study group. I was touched and inspired by Tzu Chi Monthly magazine in 2002. And then I contact the senior Sister Gong, who was the person in charge of Peng office in Malaysia at that time. And then I was certified as a commissioner in 2010 in Hualien, Taiwan. I feel grateful for the sisters and brothers' love in the past 20 years. Actually, myself, I am a housewife, and I'm used to cooking the meals for my family, and I have a strong sense of inferiority. So in Tzu Chi for 20 years, my job always related to work in the kitchen. But everyone enjoy eating the meal that I cook. So I learned so much and accumulate a lot of experience. So if you look at this PowerPoint, it is delicious, and all the products was come from Chings products. And the habitual tendency then has been improved. Now I can stand up and share with you my joyful experience. During the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in 2021, people around the world were panicked. And Master Zheng encouraged her disciples around the world to read the wonderful Lotus Sutra. Worry about being infected, many people choose to stay home, and it actually was tough for everyone at that time. I am grateful for Master Zheng's wisdom to calm our hearts. And thanks to the encouragement of sister and brothers, and now I'm in charge of 3 guided reading groups. 2 are reading the essence of Lotus Sutra every Wednesday and Saturday through online. And the other one is the guided reading of Self-Confession. Is a study group in person. Have you ever read this book? Two was online and one is in person. Master Zheng always encourages us to share. Master Zheng says that you just say what you do and do what you say. I remember that Sister Ji Mommy once visited Kaohsiung online study group, and Sister Ji, she said that she learned from Master Zheng. Master Zheng told her that there were only few steps on and off the stage. Why don't you get on the stage and share to everybody? There was once on the Global Diligence Day, masters from Chings above who says Tzu Chi is a training ground. You don't need to pay any tuition, but then you can learn many things. This was very inspiring, and I benefit from this a lot. I usually cook the meal maximum for 20 persons in my family. But in Tzu Chi activities, sometimes we will have to prepare the meals for 400 to 500 people. I appreciate the teamwork from the cooking group. Speaking in the public to me actually was impossible in the past. But after I learned from Dharma teaching, it became happy talk without hindrance. I appreciate the study group. I appreciate the energies I received from study group. Although I'm still nervous and scared now, but I can share it with joy right now. And it also proved that even a housewife can do the sharing to preach the Dharma teaching. And actually the study group is not just to study. It also makes us bond to each other closely. After pandemic, all the readers are aggressively to participate in the study group in person, and the positive attitude make us too close to Master Zhengyan's heart as well to Buddha's heart. When we were certified as commissioner, Tzu Chi commissioner, we were told that emulate Buddha's virtue of compassion to our hearts and carry out the Master's mission as our own mission. Before I joined Tzu Chi, before I joined Tzu Chi family, I didn't know much things. And after the study group, I grew up a lot, and I know so much Dharma teaching, and I'm more confident. And I was told by masters that you need to have faith, strong faith, belief. Another inspiration is that I never thought I could write. I never thought I could write the feedback. But then a senior sister also invited me to write down the feedback of my sharing on study group. I took her words and started to practice, and gradually I was able to write a more and more touching story to share. Those are touching stories can inspire the readers. So study group is a good place, a good platform that you can share the good story. I also write down what I've learned from Master Zhengyan's dawn sermon, the morning teaching, and share online with the sisters and brothers. So cooking meals, study group, listen to the morning teaching became part of my life. Master Zhengyan says practice Dharma teaching in the daily life. Doing the contribution in the crowd is walking on Bodhisattva path. You may experience the difficulties on the Bodhisattva path, but once you overcome it, then you will see a smooth, broad road ahead. So purify our mind and see our Buddha nature, and then eventually we will reach to the Pure Land. Thank you, Master Zhengyan. Thank you, Teacher Meiyun, and thank you all the readers, and thank you for your listening. I also would like to show my gratitude to my husband and to my 4 children, who they always support me behind. This is my sharing. Wish everyone has a wisdom and blessing. So thank you for your wonderful sharing. I would like to tell you that all the participants in Chings in Kaohsiung Chings Hall, everyone give you a very big applause, a round of applause. When you mention about you have 4 children, everyone was amazed and say that although you have a big family, but you still have time to do the contribution to the family. you expand your love to Tzu Chi and to benefit more peoples. Actually, first when I watched the video, the program of the I am a Dharma messenger, actually it appears to me that you were a little bit shy. But today, your presentation today, you are very good at the presentation. It's just like what we always encourage everyone, that you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start and then to be great. So we are looking forward to have your feedback. If you can give us feedback, we will make a very good posters. So we already received feedback from the participants. And your feedback is a very good encouragement to all the speakers. So no matter where you are, you can use through different platforms to give your feedback. Let's give her one more time the big hand. Appreciate her wonderful sharing. Thank you.
From Kaohsiung, Yuting, thank you for sharing, and thank you for giving us a thumb up. And that's from Shandong, Guihai. Please get online to view our program today. And Wang Hui is a teacher. She could listen to and view our program today. And she encouraged more people to get online to be with us. From Hualien Wenzai, he said that he appreciated that he has opportunity to get online to be with us. And another Tzu Chi volunteer is on his way to Tzu Chi Jingshiho. And from Canada, Guan Xinling, she say we are transmitting the positive energies online. She appreciates our efforts. And the next, our sharing will be very empowering every day, and she is very excited to hear that. And for the blessings in our bliss for life is from accumulating blessings in our life. We help the needy in the world. And thank you so many people from all over the world to donate to help the Tzu Chi, to help the people in the whole world. And we don't need to have a right, but we need to have impact in the society. This Daai Technology 7.0 safety glasses filtered HEV blue lights. And let's take a look at this video. The recycling prolong the lifespan of material and accumulate blessings. The high qualities of the product manufactured by Daai Technology are made from material recycled by diligent and earnest volunteers. The safety glasses could fit over the existing nearsighted eyeglasses. The lightweighted and comfortable fit-over style can be used as a standard frame and will fit over existing glasses. The fashionable design of the safety glasses are a great choice for both men and women to protect their eyes either indoors or outdoors. The lightweighted frame of the safety glasses are made from the selvage of the blanket made from recycled plastic bottles. Polarizing lens provide optimum protection against a horizontal reflected glare, filtering out part of the light transmission, but boosting up the saturation level of color on objects. Anti-UV 400 filters harmful light and provide UV protection. And that is that me show up on the screen. Take a look at me. I'm wearing the Daai Technology 7.0 safety glasses. I have several pairs of safety glasses from Daai Technology. I think I have bought the 6.0 version. So the last week I even wear these safety glasses at home. My husband asked me why I wear sunglasses at home, because I wanted to do experiment with this glasses, because I want to see with my own eyes whether I could see the screen clearly, I could see things clearly at home. Because in the commercial it says that you could wear these glasses at home, indoor and outdoor. And also when I spend so much time reading articles on computer and doing things on computer and on my cell phone. So I thought it would be nice to wear these glasses to protect my eyes. So now when I'm home, I usually wear these glasses. I'm very grateful that Daai Technology invented this, make these glasses to protect our eyes. They spend so much time and effort to invent, to make these glasses to protect our eyes from the light that would create harmful effect on our eyes. So these and also the proceeds of Daai Technology products are going to our charitable foundation. And the next is from Beijing. And she say he is Ujia, the brother who Ujia is a very a person who has impact. He's a very influential, and he influences so many people, but not because he knows many people. He is very good. He tried to be nice to everyone around him, everyone he has opportunity to meet with, even when he commutes every day to work. And on the way commuting to work, he also talked to people around him, strangers, and a lot of people were touched. Their hearts were touched by what he had shared. So, the next sharing is she has feedback that Daai TV mentioned on Daai drama about a story is about Dr. Doctor from Tzu Chi Hospital. His mother, Dr. Zheng, his mother is suffering from dementia. He's the expert in treating dementia, and his mother is suffering from this disease. So he, in this Daai drama, we are able to learn so much from Dr. Zheng, how he accompany his mother suffering from dementia to in the daily life. And the next one is from Lin Chunluan from Beijing. And she say she appreciate that Shi Jing accompany Sister Shi Jing, and always even when she had information in her throat, she still managed to share what she learned from Tzu Chi with us. And every time we although it's over 10 years, she learned from sisters Shi Jing, and Shi Jing spent so much time in preparing material to share very thoughtful idea from Master Zheng Yan's teachings, and also. And the next sharing is from Sister. She say she appreciate from the deputy superintendent of Tzu Chi Hospital. She share that even when we cook, we need to be mindful. We need to cut the vegetable in little pieces. Before she listened to the doctor's sharing, she thought that she always complained that her parents or hard to deal with. She always cut the vegetable in big pieces, and now she knows that she learned how to put empathy in her mind to consider that older people, they have hard time to chew, so need to bite, so need to cut the vegetable in little pieces. And the next one we are going to share Qing Aspiration of Qing. I love to be with you because you have positive energy. Pass down the Dharma lineage. Dear Dharma Master Zheng Yan and dear Tzu Chi family around the globe, today I am Peng Zifang from Kaohsiung. I'm going to share with you about Tzu Chi Master Zheng Yan's first step in year 2020. It's a summer volume of summer. This sharing is about Qing's expiration. This Jing's left in 1992, Tzu Chi Collegiate Association was formed in 1992, May 31st. And when we Master Zheng Yan encourage Tzu Chi Collegiate Associate members that they need to, when they set their direction, they need to walk on this right path. Thoughts are formed. The mind exploration is the heart of a virtual person. Seize the good thoughts in our mind and hold on to them, and make our life become the valuable legacy for the society. How great we are! Today is the 30th anniversary of Tzu Chi Collegiate Association. 30 years ago today, Tzu Chi Collegiate Association established. Tzu Chi Collegiate Association member, she said, that time, 30 years ago, I thought, I have a thought, I have a hope. I hope that we could bring Tzu Chi's spirit into campus. Master Zheng Yan said that when you loving kindness, joy and giving, Tzu Chi is a venue for you to do good deeds. When you manage to do good deeds, you will gain profound wisdom in your mind. And every time, In this constant changing mundane world, we need to strive for safeguard our pure nature that has profound wisdom as Buddha does, and that's benefit the society no matter what age you are at. And we can grow our wisdom life every minute. This is truly blissful life with wisdom. And thank you, Master Zhang Yan's blessings to Tzu Chi College members. And don't forget our own aspiration. And when we are young and energetic, we need to do good deeds and to leave legacy to our children in our next generations in the futures. And 30 years pass, and now Tzu Chi College Association association members, they become the elite in the society. And now they bring what they've learned from Tzu Chi into the society. This is a chief nurse from Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, and I learned when I was in college. I learned from Dharma Master Zheng Yan. We need to have empathy. We need to have tender minds to attend and help others. I hope that in the future, Tzu Chi could help the society to cultivate, to grow, to cultivate great mind elite in the society. And many Tzu Chi College Association graduates, they also right now they are elite in the society and also return back to campus to accompany and help the growth of the new members of Tzu Chi College Association. And this year, the 27th anniversary of Tzu Chi College Association, I am very grateful I have opportunity to go back to attend this retreat of Tzu Chi. The four embracing virtues of Tzu Chi as teachings from Buddha, given the four virtues are given and benefit to others and say good words and to work with others. So we say good words to encourage others. And if we want to be able to accomplish great things, we need to work with others. We cannot do it on our own. And that we see the Tzu Chi College Association members, they are young, but they are so they are so blissful because they so young. They have already found a great master to guide their life, so they won't walk astray from their life path. So these young people, they can wake up very early and they learn very diligently and in the retreat. And when they are in their own community, they do good deeds to benefit their own community. And a lot of Tzu Chi college associates, after they graduate, they attend the Tzu Chi commissioner training. And they also Tzu Chi College members also do nurse accompany Tzu Chi volunteer to help the elder and suffering people in the society. Although they are afraid of cockroaches, but they are not. They still encourage themselves and each other to help cleaning the elder people's home in the society. And when we see the logo of Tzu Chi College Association, we need to hold hand in hand and hold our hand together. We hold our hand and hold a lamp in our palm. When we see Tzu Chi College Association members sharing, I hear they sharing. I can feel and I almost can see the illumination from their heart. So they're these illuminating young people. We could join our effort together. We could do good deeds in the society and make this world a better place. Master Zheng Yan hope that all of us could be a candlelight that we light up ourselves and we burn ourselves and light up the world with our own light. Right now in Kaohsiung, we have Tzu Chi College Association team. We have a team from Shanlin. We have Lin Yuan team, and we have classes online to help a student, and we also have Liu Gui team who's doing after school education program, and that help Tzu Chi College Association and hope that they could shoulder the responsibility and put Master Zheng Yan's mission in their shoulder and in their mind to make this world a better place. And now let's see, there's a gentleman, the Tzu Chi volunteer. He used to be a Tzu Chi College Association members. And these young Tzu Chi 青年 means Tzu Chi young man, Tzu Chi young volunteer. I appreciate Zifang. She spent in the past few months, she took time to take care of her elder family member in her family. So she couldn't help us out in sharing Dharma Master Zheng Yan's footsteps. And so she helped us to recruit these two young people. These two young people, they are siblings, and their mom, these two young people, their mom was after got married. She wanted to have children, but she didn't. She was not pregnant for a long time. But after one time she went to Hualien Jingsi abode, and she met Master Zheng Yan, and after visiting Jingsi abode, she dreamed about Master Zheng Yan, and then after she dreamed about Master Zheng Yan, she gave birth to 3 sons. All 3 sons now are the member of Tzu Chi College Association. Last week, I attended the establishment of Tzu Chi Jing's bookstore on campus last week. Master Zheng Yan encouraged us to do good deeds when we have opportunity, so that when we do good deeds, we form great affiliation with people around us. Zifang, she is very good at speaking and conducting sharing. And at first, she doing sharing of Dharma Master Zhang Yan's footstep. She was very nervous because she didn't know my tempo, but now she get used to my tempo. Tzu Chi uphold the floor, embracing virtues and walk on this Bodhisattva path to benefit the society. When Tzu Chi College Association team and Tzu Chi Teacher Association, we both association work very closely together, and so we see the growth in the the member of Tzu Chi College Association. And on the left, we repeat our behavior to create our good deeds. So we need to start forming good habit. You are very good, Sister Zhang Feng. Sister, you are very good. And from Japan, thank you, sister. You are very great. You share how to manage a great family, starting from cooking great meals. And sister, you are a great volunteer to pass down Dharma Master's teachers' teaching from Shandong. You are very great. You are very good at teaching and cooking good meal. Although I was very I didn't feel that I'm a good cook, but now I can learn how to cook because of Daai TV from Yunnan. And a housewife can stand out to speak to others, to share good stories. It's very encouraging. Tzu Chi is a great place for us to learn great things on the study group. Her sister Humanities from Malaysia. Thank you for the online study group. We are able to learn so much from the role model from all over the world. Sister Chunluan sharing embodies teacher Meiyun's sharing. You don't have to be very competent to start. You can start and you can learn on the way you are doing good deeds, and you will accumulate your abilities. When Sister Chunluan speak very gently, and her when listening to her sharing is very inspiring and very touching. And Sister Zifang's sharing, and let me see the feedback from Yunnan Dalin. We encounter difficulties in accompany young members from Tzu Chi College Association in China. But after we work together with Sister Shi Jing, and now we overcome difficulties, we appreciate her company. I appreciate my family support for me to be able to spend time to do good deeds with Tzu Chi and learn so much from Tzu Chi. Last week, let's take a look how many feedbacks that were written online. And
Brother Xie Mingxun, the director of the Tzu Chi Service Center in Cambodia, shared the inspiring story of the Shaosong. She was motivated by Tzu Chi and she became a volunteer herself. And she helped the local children and collect the recyclables. And she is the first Tzu Chi volunteer from the Golden Mountain. And Sister Lu Yu shared the book, study the daily journal of the drama. Master Zheng Yan, Tzu Chi helped distribute aid and care for the Ukrainian refugee in Poland. With the assistance of the Tzu Chi volunteer in Europe, Sister Zhang Hongwei, and the Brother Xie Mingxun, the director of the Tzu Chi Service Center in the Cambodia, and share Deborah, the CEO of the Tzu Chi USA, and she shared the Tzu Chi International certification. And the sister Li Laiqing grow the wisdom and the relationship through her involvement. And Sister Wang Wenqian has been an active volunteer, and she also successfully invited 33 directors who each donated 1 million.
And are you online today? And it's going to be very wonderful experience getting online with us. I thank you very much, right? And by the way, and through our platform, we can just read our book like Reading Happily online. And we can order such a book just happily, and let's study all together. And now we are having a very, very wonderful unit, right? And we have like two superstars, right? And we have Li Bixiu and Jian Jialing with us, right? And Li Bixiu is the editor of News and Information Department, the weather forecaster on Daai TV. And we have also Jian Jialing. She's the leader of Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association, right? And as you can see from the poster, and you will know that, okay, this is a very, very weird, like a Chinese character here, which is Bao. But actually, Bao actually in Chinese means to praise, right? You see that even the Chinese character cannot be known by we Chinese people. So you will know how difficult this is, right? And actually today, her topic is delivering humanities within dramas, right? Happily. And here the Bao means praise and happily, right? And who did the graphic designer, who did the graphic designing? And we have a lot of wonderful volunteers with us so that you can see the beautiful posters right here. And we are so grateful to like Jialing, and you will just read a lot of positive feedbacks here. And Chinese opera as well as like the Taiwanese opera can be just sung by Jian Jialing, and she's wonderful. She's a expert, right? And actually, she is also a playwright on Daai TV. And meanwhile, and we have Bixiu. You know her very well. I think she can do really everything, like on Daai TV, and she can be a hostess on TV. And she is also, we just mentioned that she's a weather person there, weather forecaster there. So she is really kind of a talented, wonderful person, right? And she was here last time with us, and she had a wonderful talk with us, right? Okay. And today she, of course, is here again, and she want to see that whether we are making progress or not, right? And do you see the poster? Okay. And you see you see me, and you see Bixiu, and we talk about our EQ. And that was a very, very touching story, which says that she once was like a kidnapped, and she talked about her sad experience, right? And as I mentioned, the Bixiu, and let's take a look at this. She's a journalist on TV, and this is a clinic website here, is a clinic site here, and we are using the office area and the reception area. And where actually is this, right? This is just a hallway, right? And from the video there, you will see that Bixiu as a journalist. And on Daai TV, on the Daai guest room, then you will see that she's also the hostess there, talking about the drama. And of course, that we have a Jian Jialing also on TV. You see the two heroines here, right? And they are like in the same like a program, and you will know Bixiu on the left, right? And in this drama, then you will see like a Guan Yin. Okay, this is like a Guan Yin in my dream, right? And so it made them just in the same program there, talking together. And right here we have like a video about Jian Jialing as well. And Jian Jialing is also the playwright, and after she was certified, and she of course did a lot of playwriting for Daai drama. And she says that, are you really careful in doing everything? And in online study group Kaohsiung, a lot of performing artists share their life experience on online study group Kaohsiung. And then, do you see that? Okay, do you still remember that? And this is a footage left by Daai TV. And now, let's take a look at one more video about Jian Jialing. And she did a playwriting, and she now is a teacher, teaching Taiwanese opera. And you will see all the performing artists are doing so wonderfully, beautifully here, right? And actually, this is they are hardworking, which also make people drenching in the Dharma. And today, let's take a look at one more video. They are learning a Taiwanese opera, and we have 3 chances to rehearse, and each 2 hours respectively. And as long as all the actors and actresses are willing to just perform, and she will just do the best for all of them and serve them wholeheartedly. And you can see their body movements, and you will know they are not experienced at all. But I'm so grateful to all the grannies, right? And they are doing so wonderfully. Actually, they are no less professional than anybody else, right? And it is a performance for all the we say lay persons. They are not immature. However, this is also a play that performed also in a really, really successful way, right? And actually, what I say is that the true wealth is the Dharma teaching, and we know the Dharma teaching, but we forget about them. So I am going to be the well, like a spring digger, so I can just perform such a thing to people, for people to remember all the Dharma. And my children says that, Mom, if you have any activities in Tzu Chi, just let me know. Then I will take care of a granny so you can go to do the Tzu Chi jobs. And life is short, just in a few decades. And we have to fulfill the filial piety and never delay. And in Sancheng Jinsi Hall, this is a performance right there. So ladies and gentlemen, I like to be with you because you have a positive energy. Wow. I know Bixiu very well, and you do too, because when you watch the TV, right, news, and of course, you know her. However, how about Jialing? Actually, she is really professional. She's a very professional actress, right? And if you know her, it's because that we are kind of like a senior citizen, we are aged, right? Okay. However, in our time, like more than 40 years ago, we didn't have a very much entertainment, right? So I think like a Taiwanese opera very well, and she is so professional, Jian Jialing, right? And did you see the news, like the videos there? And you will realize that she can really, really perform like on the like a Taiwanese drama, and she can also do the makeups, right? And all the grannies and grandpas really love her so much, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, today, like we have two beautiful superstars from the Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association. Let's give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. And their topic today is delivering humanities within dramas. Thank you very much, right? So let's begin singing the Taiwanese opera now. Yeah, and this is very wonderful to be here, right? And yeah, this is a kind of wonderful experience, like being here and in a like a human world, human world. Then everywhere is beautiful. Everything is beautiful, and why bother to have any conflicts, right? Okay, and thank you, Jialing. And I'm happy that I can do this with you, right? So thank you, and also thank you very much, Teacher Meiyun. And oh my goodness, like a Teacher Meiyun, how come that you can just dig out such like videos, right? And you are really awesome, right? Okay, so come on, we can't do anything wrong because they are all like recorded, right? And they really left a lot of like a footprints, right? So people can just recall them very easily. And really, this is grateful that all the videos, are mostly produced with you, Jialing. And you know that I work for like a Daai TV, and I just received like a documentary volunteers, and they suggest such sources to me. And of course, that I know that you open up such like Taiwanese opera classes in Taipei, and we really want to promote such like a local culture, and therefore that I do this just with you, right? Well, and as Meiyun just mentioned, okay, and I did a Taiwanese opera as an opening, right? Okay, and things that we talk about the Taiwanese opera, and how can I not sing a little bit for this, right? And do you know that I have been a playwright for over 20 years, but how could I just like do such a thing so differently as like a Taiwanese like opera performer, right? And before the pandemic, and we had some like regular exercises, like we go to the nursing homes, and we go to a lot of different places taking care of like elder people. However, 3 years ago, because of pandemic, COVID-19, and everything just suspended, right? And a lot of people with kind of great love really didn't know what to do, because all the volunteers just told me that they just couldn't do anything because they couldn't, right? And now I receive like a task that is, we Tzu Chi volunteers could still do something different other than performing, right? Like I just help doing the like a vaccination in Taipei. How about the other performing artists? They told me that they couldn't do anything. But now I just think that, okay, we can just think about what to do, and things like we couldn't do anything on TV and fulfill our like duties, right? But finally, I realized that, okay, I had a great affinities in Taipei. and at Zhi Xuan Lifelong Learning Center in Sanchong, Taipei. And they told me that I want to open a drama class, right? And originally they didn't want it to be like Taiwanese opera. And they told me that they want to open such classes. And actually, tell you what, I was so smart that through my communication with like a Zhi Xuan, and I thought that the Taiwanese opera should be popular in that area. So why not open such like a drama class like about Taiwanese opera there, right? And as Mr. Zheng Yan said, that if I want to do anything right, I just do it, right? Okay, and then I just began doing such a thing, right? And communicating with Zhi Xuan Lifelong Learning Center, and just tell students about such great information in Sanchong, Taipei. And I just had a chance to open such a beautiful class, right? And as a playwright, I just couldn't open up such a Taiwanese opera class, right? And of course, then I received originally no students, right? As I mentioned, I'm a playwright, and I am no Tang Meiyun, I'm no Chen Yalan, and I'm no Yang Lihua. So am I like capable enough to teach what like a Taiwanese opera's knowledge is, right? Sorry, so I received no students here. All right. Therefore, I was so upset. So I said, come on, I couldn't have any students in that moment. Therefore, I told you that I was smart, right? And I just call my friends to just sign in my class, right? So my friends became my students, and therefore my class was opened successfully. And again, all the students were actually my friends, right? Including Bixiu right here, right? And do you know that why I am sure that Bixiu enjoys Taiwanese opera? And it is because like in 2017, like we had like a Taiwanese opera performance in Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital, and Bixiu really did a wonderful job there. Okay, and I had the impression that she should love such thing, right? Okay, and I called her and asked her, okay, Bixiu, do you want to come and help me open up the class and train students even there? Okay, and I really wanted to like spread the Dharma teachings through the drama, through the Taiwanese opera. I'm a playwright, so I can do the adaptation, and I can just spread the Dharma teachings. I think I can do it, right? Okay, because I have 20 years of the experience, right? And I just do the adaptation for Daai TV. So trust me that I can just also do the Dharma teaching in the like a Taiwanese opera, and I will also make my audience happy. Do you believe me? All right. And now I need the people. I need the people to come into my class so I can just fulfill my dream. Okay. And therefore, this is why Bixiu is here. And therefore, we began doing such a thing there. And what was really happy for me was that, okay, I am a member of the Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association, and so is Bixiu. And we are the performing artists, so of course that we are happy and we are obliged to just do like such like a drama, like adaptation, and we just make the Taiwanese drama into like a Dharma teaching drama. And you can see Bixiu is here in the picture, right? This is his like a like this is her costume, and she played like a Wang Baochuan and Xue Pinggui in the drama. And I just don't know like whether she enjoyed this adaptation by me, but now it seems that she really did, right? She really does. Okay, so therefore we did many more like like a performance like in Nantou. And now in this video, like we did a Taiwanese opera performance in Sanchong for the like Chongyang in Chinese. It means like a double nice festival for like elder citizens here. And let's take a look at the video in Sanchong. And this is our affinity to walk the same path, and we can do the good deeds all together. How do you think? Of course, why not? Great things should be achieved by great people too. And you know that I am Bixiu Jian, and you did something good to me. And we are here doing a tour because of his like good heart. And I really encourage people to do more good deeds in the world and benefit more sentient beings. See, at that time, I did something great, right? I was really multifunctional, right? I not only like perform on the stage, but also I made all the performing artists have something to do, right? And in my like Taiwanese opera class in Sanchong, and I really just deliver Master Zheng Yan's teaching very, very successfully, which are like gratitude, respect, and love. And with such model, I deliver such idea to them. And the students must have thought that I was a really weird teacher, that I didn't just guide them to exactly do anything, or I didn't want them to follow any like tough rules, right? But I just smile at them and I try to love them. So yeah, this is how my class was going on, right? And in these pictures, you will see that how our students like practice doing the Taiwanese opera. And I began my class with only 10 students, who are also my friends, as I mentioned. And now I have more than 20 students in classes, right? Okay. And I ruled that like we have 10 classes in our like a whole thing in our courses, right? So for the final class, students couldn't just sit there and listening to my like speech, right? And on the contrary, they had to like be dressed up in the costumes and they really did a performance on the stage, right? So after that performance, right, and the like she is really like a popular like from them on, because like she received like more than 20 students, right? And such a happiness should also be enjoyed by other people who know you or who don't know you, right? And in my class, I also learned that I really have students who don't even speak Taiwanese, right? But they are still happy in my class, right? Okay. And I'm really grateful to all the students who were also my friends, right? And they helped me open up the wonderful classes and deliver the great love toward the people. So for the like next few like courses or sessions, right? And they really enjoyed my class and they stay in my classes like for a very long time. And I was not confident at all in the class, right? But after Jalin's like teaching and the patience, I learned very much, right? And I also became like a confident, and I enjoy coming here, and I changed myself a lot because my mom just said that I became really optimistic, right? And such kind of wonderful influences was also brought to my entire family. And thanks to God that I can just walk into Tzu Chi, and I really want to just let the people know more about the wonderful Dharma teachings through Taiwanese opera. And I want to do more and spread the happiness to people. And Jialin teaches class is really meaningful. And I was in like a Protestant parable, and she really like promotes like a filial piety really well through her performance. And I had my new life just right after I participated in teacher Jolly's class. I was happy there, and whenever like I came over, I was super happy. And I didn't do the like a teaching there in my class, right? What I do is that I spread the great love, right? And when I receive such a positive feedbacks from students, right, I realized that yes, I did this, I make this right through my class, that I can really do something other than staying at home during pandemic period of time. And in this video, you see this granny, and I felt so touched. Actually, she was really weak physically, and her husband also passed away. Therefore, she was brought to my class, and she told me that I enjoy coming here because you are so funny. Come on, she said I'm funny. You see that, okay? And because she said this because I always bring happiness to people. And during the year and the ceremony last year, she told me that she also want to do the performance, but she was in a bad like physical conditions, and she needed to be hospitalized. But she insisted coming up on the stage because she never had such a chance, right? So I told her that it was really wonderful ability because that you can just do the performance in front of the Buddha, and really good that she didn't give up such a great opportunity. And yeah, it was good, but I was worried about her like a physical condition that day, right? Okay, and I just could hear that her lament through her voices. I knew that she was happy, and actually I didn't dare to see her directly because I was afraid that I could just cry in tears, right? Okay, why did I cry? Why did I say I want to cry? Because I was too happy to see such a wonderful granny being so happy, right? Thank you so much, because this is a wonderful like a training ground, right? Okay, and if you tell like students what Dharma joy is, right, they didn't know what Dharma joy is, and I guess it's through such a performance, and we deliver happiness, and we deliver also like a good thoughts in their like a mind, and this is what Dharma joy is, right? And through the drama, well, maybe they were in the drama like a white snake, like a legend, or some other like a legendary stories, right? But actually, through all the stories there in my like a Taiwanese drama teaching, actually they are experiencing the Dharma. So it is what touches their hearts, right? And with students' lack of confidence, and now they are just in the opposite, right? Okay, and for the second granny, and she lost her husband, and she came over here after that, and now she knows that what she can do and spread great love to people. And actually, I never told them to do so, but they just experienced by themselves about what great love is, right? And they are therefore inspired by themselves. And I didn't say anything, I didn't do anything to them, but as long as they're like a good seeds, like began growing in mind, and actually this is the good result, the positive feedbacks that I received, right? And later, I will show you a video. In the video, it is about a mom with a child with learning retardation. And why did the mom just bring such a child to my class, right? And she told me that she want to broaden the eyesight of the mom.
before he came to learn this opera, he told me he wanted to learn this opera, and I told him that it's not useful for your life. You don't even know how to manage your life on your own. You are not independent. You are dependent on me, your father. Why do you want to learn this opera? And before he came to this opera class, he was he didn't have confidence, and after we learn through teachers teaching, and we perform on the stage in Jingsi Hall, and he was very happy, and I share with all my friends and my colleagues that my son can perform on the stage. I'm so happy for him, and I'm so happy that my son could learn in this class, and he learned all the Dharma teachings from Master Chen Yan. Master Chen Yan taught us that we do good deeds, just do it, and don't wait. And now I'm very grateful that my son grew up in the class, and now he is independent. I'm very happy for him. This is the most touching video that I have, and I'm so proud of them. And at first the mother didn't allow the son to come to the class, but now he is a little learning retarded, but he still does has the ability to learn. But I didn't expect that the outcome was so fruitful that this young man, he learned so much and his life was transformed. I didn't expect this outcome would be so fruitful, and I didn't expect that I have this opportunity to be able to come here to do the sharing with you. And when teacher Meiyun invited me to conduct sharing here in Kaohsiung, and I didn't know what I could talk to share, so I invite Sister Bixiu to be with me. So, and Master Chen Yan always taught us to say what we do. If you don't do anything, you don't have anything to share. But if you do a lot of things, you do a lot of good deeds, you have tremendous amount of content to share to touch people's hearts. Like what she say, Jialing say, and her students say, talk to Jialing that I'm so happy, teachers. Thank you. I'm so happy you brought joy into my life. I'm telling you, I'm very grateful that I have this opportunity to be able to participate in this traditional Taiwanese opera. When I'm a performing artist, I'm a member of a Performing Artists Association in Tzu Chi. And when during the pandemic, we didn't have opportunity to perform on stage, but Sister Jialing, she formed this class of teaching Taiwanese opera. So we have opportunity to listen to her class, and in her class, she always encourage us and respect our various abilities in different individuals, and she always encourage us to perform. But the drama in Chinese character, it means play in Chinese character. It's has encouraging meanings. So her student, Jialing, a student from they have different background. So each one of us, as Jialing's a student, not teacher, not only teacher encourage us, we encourage each other because we have various background. And look at this fan. It was drew. This fan was drew by another classmate in the drama in the opera class. And look, this another classmate help us make this clothes. In Tzu Chi, if you can although we can get online to buy a costume for our opera, but if we need to be able to learn, Master Zheng Yan always taught us, encourage us to do something on our own so that we can learn from what we have do. It's the experience. We could gain experience and we could learn so much from doing things, great deeds. If we don't do, we won't be able to learn. If we just buy something, we won't be able to learn. But look, now this costume, we could save money from buying. We made our own costume. And also we could save money to do more good deeds to benefit more people who are suffering. And also, so we make donation to the Tzu Chi Charitable Foundation too. I'm so grateful that Zixuan lifelong learning at Tzu Chi gave me this opportunity, allow me to be able to use my specialties in Taiwanese opera. That I use this Taiwanese opera. I teach them how to play, really play. We have fun together and we learn. I incorporate Master Zheng Yan's teachings and Buddha's teachings in writing the script of the play. So, and we have fun together, and we have joy in our hearts. And the Taiwanese opera is only a medium for us, for me, to be able to get connected to a lot of many elder people in the society I've never met before, but I form a good affiliation with them because they came into my life and I came into their life. I go into their life, and we help each other throughout this learning, playing this Taiwanese opera. And although a lot of these elder people, they feel lonely at home, but after they walk into Chings Hall and learn this opera, they feel energetic. They don't feel lonely anymore, and they all day long they could sing this opera even when they got home, and they feel very happy. And some of them, they don't feel, they don't feel comfortable to perform, but they could stand there just sing the opera, and they could learn. They could feel joyful in their heart. As Dr. Cao, he in Daai drama also play about his mom who suffered from dementia, and now he encouraged older people need to learn new things, otherwise they'll lose their memories very easily and fast. and quickly. So if they continue learning new things every day, they could stimulate the growth of their brain cells. They could prevent from their memory degrading, faster degrading speed. So this Taiwanese opera class really benefit, help the elder people that they their brain become very energetic and learning new things every day, and singing make them feel happy. And so I would continue on teaching because I don't want to stop cultivating the great seed in these elder people's mind. I want them to be able to keep their minds happy and grow their wisdom life together. We could work together. And Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital always invite us to perform Taiwanese opera. And if Kaohsiung, if you need, please invite us. We will be very happy to come to share our joy with you through Taiwanese opera. And thank you, Teacher Meiyun, to give us this opportunity to conduct sharing. Thank you for giving us this opportunity every year. And I hope that I didn't that Master Zhang Yan disappointed in me. I wanted to carry on Master Zhang Yan's teaching through opera, Taiwanese opera. When during pandemic time, a lot of things were black, could not perform anymore. But now through the Taiwanese opera, they could Tzu Chi Performing Art Association member, they could walk out, overcome the obstacles of pandemic lockdown. They could walk out from their home and still perform and bring joy to even patients in the hospital, and share the joy with their family members and the people who encounter through Taiwanese opera. And because Jialing, she has already been a writer for Tzu Chi drama on Daai TV for the past 20 years. So Master Zhang Yan's teachings and Tzu Chi members' life story has already imprinted in her heart. So it's very natural for her to be able to write a transcript for the Taiwanese opera, and the play she wrote was very inspiring, with all the teachings, profound teachings of Dharma Master Zhang Yan, but into the play, so people, into the opera, so it's easier for people to understand. And look at this drawing on this fan. It's a drawing from my student, and it's very beautiful. I very agree. I appreciate her sharing of her talent. And when Jialing started at the beginning of the pandemic, she doesn't want to be black by the pandemic. She wants to walk out and she overcome difficulties. This spirit is very encouraging to all of us. If we are not willing to be blocked by challenge in life, we just try to figure out something, some solution. Jialing has set up a good role model for us, and she asked her friends. She asked her friends to help her out to attend the class, so the first class could start with enough enrollment. And now this joy for Taiwanese opera could continue, and now every class enrollment is full. And every time, and I'm very grateful every time. And so many people help us out. Some volunteer come to clean up. And during the pandemic, so many people help me out. I understand that so many people, like for example, in a lecture hall in Chings Hall, when we during the pandemic we cannot do the sharing in the Chings bookstore. We do it in the lecture hall, and a volunteer came to do the sanitizing, cleaning work for me before we start the online sharing. And so many people I know, IT group and the translation team of the volunteer are helping me out. I appreciate all of your efforts. And from Canada, it's so interesting, so informational. I'm very grateful to listen to your sharing. You put the Master Zheng Yan, incorporate Master Zheng Yan's teachings in the play, in the opera. It's a very fun. It sounds very fun and interesting. Thank you. You love teacher. You love your student. Your student love you back. You form a great cycles of goodness and kindness. Bixiu and Jialing, for the past 3 years, you were not discouraged by the pandemic, but during this pandemic time, you were able to form opera classes and touch so many people's heart in these classes, in this opera play. And thank you. And please come to Tzu Chi Dalin Hospital again. We love your opera play. Thank you. It's very, very touching. Their stories are very, very touching and inspiring. And they're performing, and they're happily performing. A heart is in each one of their cells. Now they are able to share their joyful spirits with people around them. She could share positive energy even when we are online overseas. We could feel her energy, positive energy, and feel the joy in her heart. Teaching college associate, although the members are young, but they already shoulder the responsibility of Master Zheng Yan to make this society a better place. So today, a volunteer went to Taichung, but also to do Tzu Chi works. She regrets that she didn't bring the volunteer to attend this online study group in Kaohsiung. And so today, she says she is going to bring to buy a cell phone for her family to be able to watch this online study group because it's so inspiring. And and one volunteer say that she envy that Taipei has this Taiwanese opera class and hope that they would have this Taiwanese opera class locally too. Hui Miao is thank you, Sister Hui Miao say thank you, Sister Zifang, for being set up a role model as a Tzu Chi volunteer. We appreciate all of your sharings online. All of your sharings are very encouraging to us. And next, we are going to call out to Beijing.
所以透过这样子，我们非常感恩就是慈济世界是片环宇的，所以任何一个地方都有我们的菩萨的一个足迹。
慈济 world is around the globe, and you can, and we upload this.
可是他们会找出很多我得要看，然后筛选时间内能够去看的。那现在我们看到这样的一个。
北京慈济志工与义县一中的学生展开1月1家书的活动，在字里行间。
China Beijing, there's a 1 month home study, and we write the letter to Tzu Chi once a month. We are very touched. This kind of touching letter just wash my mind. Now they are visiting the case. There's a very touching story. There are many elders cook food, and the fire just very they like to cook for no matter wedding or the funeral. There's a grandma. She's wearing the outfit Tzu Chi sent it to her. Here is the grandma. Let's see her outfit. There's a grandma logo, Tzu Chi logo. The volunteer wearing the blue sky white pants. Now we are going to the China Beijing. I like to be with you because you are positive energy. Here is the Tzu Chi Chen Shuang in Beijing, China. Thank you very good morning. I'm the new volunteer in Beijing, China. I'm very happy to share the story in Beijing, China with all the Tzu Chi members. 2021 June, a single mom brought her daughter to us. They are a single family, and her daughter has the cancer terminal stage, and her daughter stay in the hospital by herself to receive the chemotherapy, and the daughter experiencing pain throughout, all kinds of uncomfortable. And the mom is very sad. She's just living in the isolated island. But in the 6 months, very big miracle just happened in October. We are pure vegetarian. We study every night. November, the Tzu Chi came to visit the daughter. And the December 23rd, my daughter worked so hard to be against the tumor. The tumor just disappeared. And the little girl daughter said, "Oh, the Shuxuan bookstore is my home, and the Tzu Chi is my big family. let's witness everything together. The girl is going to went back to Dalin. She came to Tzu Chi bookstore to take day off in front of the master Tzu Chi. And this girl now went to the garden to experience the beautiful nature. And this girl challenging the Gao and playing cards, all different kind of 3C games. After an hour, all the worries and the pain just turn into happiness. The love is just miracle. On the Christmas Eve, we witness the miracle. We do the gift exchange, and we celebrate the Chinese New Year with vegetable. And the girl also met the new little girl partner in the hospital. The love is so touching. 2021, June 25 to 2022, January, the girl went back to Dalin. They are living a beautiful life, and the mosque, the garden, and the beach girl just play piano, painting, and the selling. She's very happy, and back to Dalin, Tzu Chi member continue to take care of this little girl. 2022 October, the Beijing Tzu Chi members' love still continue to be with this 11 years old girl, and she learned the sign language online. 5 times learning, 5 times lessons. She learned 10 songs, and she now begins the superstar between China and Taiwan. And her loves the song "The Beautiful Light." She's a very good singer, superstar. Now she's singing this song. Let's listen to her singing. The light is twinkling. Will become stronger. The beautiful song, how touching. The impermanence came again unpredictably. Miracle can reappear in the end of the year. The little girl symptom relapsed. In the Chinese calendar, December, and March, because the girl sick relapse. The mom very sad, and the mom's mood down to the bottom. And the volunteer, Tzu Chi volunteer, accompany this family, and the mom and the girl smile again. Zelin's dream is to be a good doctor and a singer. Chinese New Year and the lettering during the spring, Chinese New Year's spring, there are 2 times of emergency to looking for the place to live. And that year, the girl received 11 chemo radiotherapy. She just experienced this bitterness by herself. And this time, the girl's parents and the Tzu Chi brother sister accompany her to go through the whole process. We thank you for listening. It's Beijing volunteer Chen Shuang. She just told us this story of this little girl, and she just sing a beautiful song. We feel so sad about this girl's tumor, but all the Tzu Chi members are always accompanying this little girl. We experience this touching from Tzu Chi. We are very reluctant to see this girl in big pain, suffering the disease, suffering the tumor. Okay, we thank you the Beijing China volunteers Chen Shuang.
Now we are going to the exercise moment here. So ladies and gentlemen, and we have a wonderful team of exercise, right? And later on, of course, later we are going to do some exercise with us, right? Okay. And here I have a lot of messages like positive feedbacks for you, saying like this is a wonderful feedbacks. Okay, for Jian Jialing, okay, and she really brings a sunshine to the world, right? Actually, all the positive feedbacks will be translated into many languages, right? And now, ladies and gentlemen, and this is time for exercise, right? Please stand up, then let's do some exercise.
星期呢，罗恒远师兄跟北部的北区跟苗栗团队会来到。他说希望呢，我们能带动这一首歌，我们很诚情，今天就来带动他写的词曲了哈。换动作，而且这个画面是他们的家乡哦，就是阿里山的地方哦。换动作。
绽放青春笑脸。蓝天白云代表我的心，陪伴在你身边。期待着未来呀，未来每一年，我们友谊永不变。星星月亮带着我的爱，祝福你到永远。期待着未来呀，未来每一天，天天绽放青春笑脸。蓝天白云代表我的心，陪伴在你身边。期待着未来呀，未来每一年，我们友谊永不变。星星月亮带着我的爱，祝福你到永远，祝福你到永远，祝福你到永远。
哇，太棒了！接下来是生变生。好，长哨的主题曲，感恩碧玉副总以及我们杨山全如素，身心健康，安心睡，快乐吃，欢喜笑，健康做。
80少年数来宝，手脚并用脑体操。你丢我捡拿不到，花费回报功一角，街头巷尾人人好。慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，就是康健生肖健，儿童目明显明显。保持共跑在前，社区关怀不落后，秒事连连秒连天。慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，慈济999。老当益壮盛青年，百儿之功杀下家，常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活。慈济999。
转动爱，心中有爱，人见人爱，毫无障碍。你好棒，他好棒，我好棒，美云老师更棒哦！谢谢。
80少年数来宝，手脚并用
会唱的可以一起唱哦，阿公阿妈一起唱。
你丢我捡拿不到，花费回报功一角，街头巷尾人人好。慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，就是康健生肖健，儿童目明显明显。保持共跑在前，社区关怀不落后，秒事连连秒连天。慈济999，慈济999，
你们太棒了，
慈济999，慈济999。老当益壮盛青年，百儿之功杀下骄，常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活。慈济999。
转动爱，心中有爱，人见人爱，毫无障碍。你好棒，我好棒，高仔戏有没有棒？哇，真的是太棒了哦！耶！慈济，长照的长辈平安健康一把照。耶，谢谢。平安健康的好朋友，请坐。好，我们非常感恩我们的活动团队哈。那同时间呢，今天因为时间的关系，我们的山下印。
And because like we are running out of time, and today, I'm not going to talk about the positive feedbacks, right? And we have like a wonderful feedbacks as well, and I have to read you that. And thanks to like a Bixiu and Jialing, and this is a wonderful experience that we can bring a good love to them through a Taiwanese opera classes, and we have a Tzu Chi in the United States, right? And she says that she really felt the Dharma joy from Jialing, and this is a wonderful sharing from the two ladies, right? I'm feeling so happy, and we have Xiaoqi from Taichung saying that that a performance association really deliver the Dharma through their creativity. This is so important that we have them, right? And we have Yumei from Malaysia. This is very impressive that we have Jialing and Bixiu, okay?
Very impressed with the sister Jialing and Bixiu.
And this is wonderful sharing. And they do it in Taiwanese opera. And they still contribute a lot to our culture and deliver a great love to people. And I'm sure that this is their interest. And even in the pandemic, right, people thought that they couldn't do anything, but they still did something and promote Taiwanese opera. This is really wise for them. And we have Zifang that says, thank you very much for your encouragement, and we can all learn together at Tzu Chi. And if you love Master Zheng, and let's mention Tzu Chi more, right? And Zifang is a really wonderful guiding reader, right? So let's come back here, and we are going to move on to the next session, which is a doctor from Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital. And now I may tell you about his background. He is also a Tzu Chi, and he is a chief of occupational medicine of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital. And we really have to just know something about what damage and harm may be caused by your occupation. And we have also a wonderful, a graphic designing team there. And let's get to know who this gentleman is. And it's an electric operation in 2013, and we have a very a senior doctor and new commoners all together practicing such a surgery there, and they really promote great love through any tiny actions in school, right? Okay, and this is a simulatory operation in Hualien, and Hongwei is also there too. And for every detail, movements, right? And he really cherishes the chance. And we can have a lot of insights, have a lot of cuts toward the silent mentor, and I don't know how to express my gratitude toward all the silent mentors, right? And although he is a new doctor, he actually can really talk so well. So later on, okay, please don't be too impressive toward him, right? This is a wonderful person there, right? And this is about him in the video. And in the clinic room, and Zhang Hongwei, 35 years old, actually he was a Tzu Chi when he was in the university as an undergraduate, and he just played the guitar for patients in the hospital as a volunteer. And actually he did this in a hospice wards, right? And for the people with the final stage of their life, and I hope they can reduce the sorry, and I hope they can reduce the sorrow and be happy, okay, for the a terminal stage, right? Okay. And at the same time, the doctor is so young, and I think you want to know more about him, right? And here is also a video about who the doctor is, right? And let's take a look. And I was from a very rural school in the country, and I was told that I was ranked really, really badly. And actually, I did not very well. Okay, I didn't do very well in my school. And actually, I wanted to go to like a good schools, right? Okay, and so I can study better. Okay, and I really envy students who can study in good schools. I didn't think that I was that awesome as I imagined, right? Okay. And I also retrospect in myself that I should also work harder. And what is affinity that made him come into Tzu Chi, right? And I became a doctor because my granny passed away. I started thinking that our life should not be all the same. People will suffer diseases, and we wanted to protect our family members. Everybody has every different life and their stages, right? So he, the doctor, has a very good affinity going to the UK and give care to the patients there. So let's take a look. And all the tributes in our daily life can be a little bit different. Wow. If you can just smell the fragrance and then you can just calm yourself down, and this is a kind of achievement physically and mentally.
Personally, I like some of the fragrance, and if time permitted, I can understand more about this to learn some knowledge about this and also make my life be more happiness. Like this fragrance that has some more spiritual moments. It's just like the Chings lineage to hold on to the presence, and for the whole process that it will make me feel calm and peaceful and to be relieve my stress. And what exactly the occupational medicine is doing is a senior doctor tell me, Hongwei, if you like to consider to work toward the family medicines. So I'm heading to factories. There are two sections. One is to identification and consultation of occupational disease, and the other is to promote the safety and risk management at the workplace. As a medical personnel, I would suggest the owner, the employer, how to do it better. I really enjoy this work, and like some of the food industries, I can learn some knowledge of it in the different directions. So this is what we going to introduce you, Dr. Zhang Hongwei. He's 35 years old and still single. And I feel like I should be more quiet and seize the present moments. The fragrance that he enjoyed, and he's good at the guitars. And when I kind of have a question about him because he used to attend the Tzu Chi Collegiate Associations. And actually in Dalin, Tzu Chi Hospital arranged different doctors come visit us to share their story with us. So today we are going to talk about his specialties. It's about the workplace safety. This is what we are not familiar with, but he just walked into the institution to provide his professional suggestions. So that's welcome, Dr. Zhang Hongwei. I'd like to be with you because you have positive energies. Okay, we have to raise the thighs. I'd like to be with you, and because you have a positive energy. Okay. Hello, everyone. Just like a sister says, this is not my videos. I was really want to just jump into this scene, but because my body language is not really cooperated very well. So at the present, there are so many people right now in front of me. Have you ever heard of the family occupations, the occupational disease? So lots of people still not familiar with the occupational injuries. And what I'm going to share with Master Zheng Yan, and because lots of people still not very familiar about these subjects. If we what I like to support, what I like to share with you is the support in your workplace. And personally, I am a family medicine and occupational medicine doctors. Lots of people are asking me what exactly did I do. So now I'm going to tell you what exactly is the occupational disease. So have you ever seen your own X-rays? So can you tell the difference between your X-ray and this picture on the screen? And this patient used to be working at a coal mine. So let's walk back to the past. So back in 1970s, there's a very popular job. So lots of people work in the coal mine. And in this environments, it could be very difficult. You might not be able to imagine their working environments. And the dangerous. So you might have heard of the coal mine has crash or explosives. So it's pretty common to be seen. If you don't work hard, then you cannot support your families. So what I want to step into this area is the workplace is very important to us. Sleeping, that we spend 1/3 of the time to sleep and 1/3 of time in our job. So the workplace safe. Even for nowadays, we can also still hear the occupational injury from the news because there's not enough protections. So it could be happens in our daily life at the workplace. So this is called a disease. It's called a pneumoconiosis because he worked in the coal mine for a long time. So he will make your lung it could be hard for them to breathe. So lots of people, so that's why we like to prevent the disease happens at the beginnings. And so if we can be well prepared, why we have to suffer later? But this is the occupational medical is a new specialty designated by the Ministry of Health and Welfare. And usually when people, when the injuries happen, then we will have the new regulations set up. And the labor law is also the same. So we're just starting in 2001. We started the occupational medicine. For most of you might not familiar with this, and it includes the identification and consultation of the occupational disease, and also the safety and risk management at the workplace. So it might be caused by your work. It's actually it's easier to identify. Just like my job, if I keep staring at the screen during my work, maybe my neck will feel sore. And do you think this is related to work? Is this occupational diseases? If you don't think this is occupational disease, raise your hands. Okay, I have some people that raise their hands. And if you have no knowledge about whether it is or not, and lots of time we don't really know whether it's related to work. So just like lots of people spend lots of time at the workplace, and if the disease happened, you call that was work-related, it's not make sense. So what I would like to tell you is how we clarify it. It is an occupational disease, and you might think that this is related to work. And the occupational disease could be you have to meet with following evidence. Like if you have evidence of the disease, also if you have the evidence of risk exposures, and of course you have to work. You have to work at the workplace in order to cause the disease. So before and a long time ago, it was happens before, and the human will get sick, but whether if it's related to work, it need to be carefully evaluated. So when you're sitting right now, it could cause another disease while you're sitting. So the occupational disease can be divided into 4 different scales: the physically or chemically, or the biologically, or the mentally. Lots of people, when they get out from work, they are not really happy. Just like it's very different from you. So if there's a happiness in your workplace, and you will feel happy to work. And the physically, it depends on the whether the workplace is hot or warm or cold. Last time, I have a patient come visit me because it happens his finger is amputated due to the work. And the chemical, we might not able to control it, but it just grow up, just like a GPT, whether we can control it or not. It's like a chemical materials, whether it will affect our life, our health, we cannot decide it yet. And after the factory move into the certain areas, and lots of neighbors get sick. The reason is because there is the lots of polluted water was poured into the rivers, so that caused the disease of the neighborhoods. And when we are cleaning something, we need to put on the gloves. But some of the workplace, the worker just work with their bare hands. So we always want to prevent it before it happens. So biologically, is wherever you contact with people, it will have the risk. And the humanities, lots of people are sitting down at all times, especially when the people work at the office. They have to stare at the screen for a long time, so they might cause the neck pain or the sores. In general, if you have any friends that want to visit the occupational medicine, that means they are not comfortable with certain areas. Like this patient has a wrist pain, so we make a diagnosis, and then later on, we find out the patient was suffering from a carpal tunnel syndromes. Sometimes when we're doing our work, and we feel numb in our fingers, so we visit her workplace. So she was actually working on the computers and using a mouse a lot to click on a mouse for a long time, and the work hour is long. We also find the other factors that could affect with this disease. So whether it is related to occupational disease, is need to be carefully evaluated. So if you need to move your hands a lot, so we can say that is related to it is related to occupational disease. Like carpal tunnel syndromes, is that related to job? It's easy. It's need to be carefully evaluated. So it's actually very they need to be detailedly evaluated. And usually we have to tell the patients, we have to wait for a while for them to or we to identify whether it's related to jobs. So we have to visit on the site to collect the evidence. So it might take a long time to diagnosis whether it's occupational disease and whether they were hurt or there was a disease. And lots of time when the accident happens, it is an acute syndrome, and it is called the occupational injuries, like the gas explosions, and lots of time the syndrome will accumulate day after days, like their spinal problems or their shoulders injury or swellings, and we will determine that it's illness. So either is acute or the other is chronic. And the on-site health care, on-site medical service is what we focus on is to prevent the disease happens. The best is to make your blood pressure stabilize. And in Taiwan, lots of young generation always hiding inside of the office. But the chronic disease also happens when they're young. So it's just little by little, accumulated little by little, and when you get old, it's time to report to the hospitals. So we visit the factory, whether it is related to work. So according to the labor health protection rules, if a public institution reaches a certain scale, it is required to hire medical personnel to provide on-site health service. So at your workplace, you always have a medical personnel at the workplace. So at the first, if the institution with more than 300 workers, and the Article 4 says if there are more than 50 people that engage with the particularly hazardous operations, depends on their scale and natures, followed by the rules set up in Table 2 and 3, according to their manpower allocation and the on-site service frequency. The contracting physician and the nurses who are engaged in the labor health service should provide the labor health service accordingly. So at the Article 9 states that the employer should request the medical personnel to perform the following health service. Number 1 is to evaluate the result of the labor's health examinations to provide the health management and data preservations. Because a lot of times when we're young, we like to work very hard. And when we receive the medical examination data, we don't even look at it. We don't even look at it. We are not really paying attention on our bodies. Even there's data is abnormal, we will not really care about it. But for the result from the labor's health, we would make a very detailed examination and to consult with the medical, to make those laborers consult with the medical personnel. We also need to evaluate the results of the labor health examination.
Yeah, there's symptoms for hypertension, but on-site empirical experience, there's no symptoms.
Okay, the patient with hypertension.
And we also have the patients with blood pressure higher up to 200 something. But most of the patients are without symptoms. So that is to say that your body might be used to like 150 and then gradually used to 180 or something like that. So the patient's feeling actually sometimes not in the normal range. And when we visit workers on site, it's also a health service. And they can also make an appointment with us or even consult for the checkup results or healthy conditions. So when we see the needs of going to the doctor, then we would suggest them going to the follow-up appointment. And so sometimes we also suggest employers that his workers should take rest or to keep their health
to remain healthy. And for case risk management, including some issues we have to talk about. And the first one is the prevention of work overload. We refer to the standard of Japan. And the earliest overwork identified was actually more than 10 years ago, around 2006. And before that, people always focused on their working to earn money, so they didn't even consider their body load. So, are you overworked today? And as you can see from the screen, it seems like it's actually out of energy. And also from the news, yeah, we can see the people deaths from overwork. And actually many enterprises also start to pay attention on this field. And we can also provide guidance for the abnormal workload, and also see how this might be possible for the happen. And if we can prevent, we can help remain workers' health. And we can also estimate the risk of suffering from cardiovascular diseases, etc. So in that case, we can provide proper suggestions. So the best way is to analyze and evaluate and provide good suggestion of offering proper jobs for workers. And for on-site evaluation, which is interested me, especially in the industry of food and high tech. When we visit them, we will see what we can do to help them. We also have the experience that for the manufacturers with dusty environment, the worker actually didn't wear any protective kit. So actually, that is not a safety workplace for the workers. Diseases are usually occurred after communicating little by little. So after the visit, we actually can provide critical and proper suggestions. And so that is an important issue. And for the assessment of returning to work, it's also a critical topic. Once the worker returns to work after his disease or injuries, then we can help evaluate and suggest the proper job for him or her. And so he or she can still work while maintain this good health condition. So we want to help people, workers, return to work with more peace in mind, and also keep their health under control. And here we have a slogan that is some measures we can make our work safe. And we actually provide some health education that we can help them to promote their health. And also the disease screening. we provide that for workers to identify their healthy conditions. And if they need to go to the doctor, then yeah, we will manage it and help them to maintain healthy. And also, we will suggest the suitable workplace that is suitable for is good for his health. Sometimes the working environment is with improper temperature control that is also need to be considered. And if the worker has any doubt on the health conditions or maintenance, they actually can consult with the medical staff on site. And that actually will help to make progress on workplace safety. So this is our intention. We want to do some prevention. And so people are safe from working. Like the accidents happened, we heard quite often that actually we can do some prevention in advance. And if possible, this is what I learned from Lotus Sutra. Buddha said at that time in the Saha world, there is a thousand lands, the ground is cracked, and within it are mirrors of Bodhisattva Dashi at the same time. So I hope our medical team provided on site will help people, workers, to be safe on site. And by the end, I think only everyone is safe and can we stay safe and sound. So that is all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
基本上啊，就是他如果不讲话，害我呢速度是变慢。就他一开口，你知道，
And basically,
我们家的口译团队可能
basically, when he's silent, I think he doesn't speak too quick. But once he starts, then the speed actually is quite quick. So I'm actually sort of worried, feel sort of worried for our interpreting team. So because he's so quick, so actually it's not easy to read messages in time. And the topic you shared about this, actually, we are not familiar with that, especially like what you mentioned that for hypertension, there's no symptoms. That also happens in my case. So actually, we have to pay attention, and for the occupation disease prevention is quite important. And like when I served in school, there's a nurse, but we don't have that doctor or complete medical care staff. Is that new? And yeah, it's new because in till last year, and the companies with more than 50 people must hire medical staff on site. And in that case, are you busy? I actually feel quite happy because I can travel around. And so sometimes I come to Kaohsiung to visit companies, institutions for the health service on site. Actually, your life path is also quick. as soon as you arrive factory, it seems like you need to see a lot of people. Yes, because once we arrived, we are not familiar with the environment. Then we have to pay full attention to the work. And of course, we don't want to have tight schedule. So we have time to interview the workers and communicate with them. And sometimes it's a challenge to persuade workers to see a doctor, especially like people with triglyceride. There's one with more than 2,000, but he's not willing to see a doctor. So actually, we spend much time to provide education and deliver the correct concept. So sometimes we also need to communicate with the employers that help them to see the doctor so they can continue the work. So with the wisdom, he can help treat patients. So let's give him a big hand. I feel like even I'm on site, sometimes I also listen again the program afterward. So after listening, you feel safe everywhere. And we also have the feedback from audience that the professional doctor shared, what he shared is really useful and make us feel joyful. And also, for the occupational medicine, it's a new division for us. And thank you a lot for sharing this. And we understand more on the definition and learn more knowledge. So, do you think my eyesight is good? Sure. Because I can read texts on screen. Yeah. And we also have feedback from lady. She's actually her father worked in coal mine before, so this topic is sort of familiar for her. And Dr. Zhang spread that. And you are young and with patient. So if any question, we hope to have the opportunity to consult doctor. And today we learn a lot, benefit from this sharing, not only the knowledge, but also the joy. And also, I would like to invite you to bring your guitar for singing songs here. And sure, next time I will bring it. And when you was Tzu Chi, you should be very good at hosting activities. Yes, I did. Did good job that time. So it's quite humor and easy to get along. So when I saw the video of your story, yeah, it talked about you were actually excellent in school, but after entering the high school, there are actually more talents there. I was not good at study in my student days, but with good affinities, during my studying experience, that I have good affinity and to teach in Kaohsiung City after graduation. And I'm good at singing, however, I'm not good at memorizing the lyrics. So my teacher used to encourage me to study harder. I'm good at, I have my own method on study, but I'm not good at memorizing texts. Let's give Dr. Zhang again the big hands. Okay, so let's back to our site that we also offer many good Chings products. Also, we have special programs, discount offers for Mother's Day. And next week, we are going to have sharing teams from brothers and sisters also connected. We'll connect with Indonesia brothers. And the guiding reader will be by Shu Jihang, brother Shu Jihang. We'll also have the teams from Miaoli and Taipei. So, and also we'll have some gifts here for Mother's Day. And so welcome to shop at Chings bookstores. And here we also have some connections. So I'd like to be with you because you have positive energy. So only work hard. There's nothing glory forward waiting. So we must have the influence so we can do more good deeds together. And bye for everyone. Thank you.